Yo, what's happening, YouTube? My fault, y'all. I just had to get this rolling. We are rolling though. We are back. Welcome back, everybody on the YouTube side. So we are back live and direct. Live and direct, everybody. So gonna put my phone on do not disturb, man. It's an important time, man. It is an important time right now. Go to sleep. So yeah, man. Welcome back, everybody. So get back to it. Yeah, Chris Davis, he was the biggest. Hold on, my phone. Kristaps Porzingis, man. Kristaps Porzingis was the biggest addition to the Atlanta Hawks this year. Um, so with that being said, he kind of missed out last year, like I was saying, mysterious illness, all that good stuff. So this was his first appearance on the national team since 2017. So they didn't do great as a team, but it's really only because they only had what you call it, Kristaps really was their leading talent. So he had a good run. Trying to pull up his numbers real quick. All that good stuff. I accept. So he had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. So we'll round that up to two. So 28 and 2. I mean, he had 8.7 rebounds, so we'll round that up to 9. So 29 and 2. So he had a really good numbers wise Euro basket. Um Try to look up some other players as well, but he is the biggest name from Atlanta that played in Eurobasket. But if we look at what you call it, if we look at the other names, I'm just trying to refresh this YouTube studio. My fault, y'all. We not even gonna worry about that. Yeah, there we go. I got the chats pulled up. So, all right. So we just kind of covered Chris Stapps Eurobasket. Um, we'll look at Risha Shades as well. There's only a couple of them. It was that V, a couple of other, I think some two-way guys. No, Risha Shade was, I think, the only prominent one other than V. But Risha Shade only averaged 9, 4, and 1. But I wouldn't really look into the stats too much, but just really look at, unfortunately, as Adam Silver says, the highlights and kind of clips and stuff of whatnot of Ricochet and his play. So um, if you don't really look at the stats and just really watch the game and just see his progression as a individual and as a player helping his team, it was a good run for Zach. Um, it was definitely a good run for Zach. It wasn't necessarily great output wise, but if you're not necessarily looking at that purely the numbers, like, you're not just stat watching. Um, he did all right. Shot 47 from the field, 60 from 2, 41 from 3. Kinda wish he shot better at the line, but because he shot 57%, but really didn't get to the line as much. Only shot 4-7, so not really looking at that too much. But points wise though, he had a couple good games, but he didn't start. So that's what I'm trying to say. You're not really looking at that too much. You're not really buying into the stats as much as you like at the moment. Um, you just want to see his contributions and whatnot to the team. So I think he did pretty well. V don't even want to look up V's stats because they didn't really make it too far. But V was like the main focus. He was the only NBA player on his national team, so he got a lot of attention from other national teams. You know, a lot of different looks. But like I said, it was good for him and that personal development. I think I think it will contribute to this season um, in ways that the Hawks will need it because they don't have like that traditional backup point guard on their team. So people are going to be questioning how they're going to get those minutes without Trey, get it done without that traditional point guard. So we'll see. I think people will be surprised at Atlanta's roster and who steps up for Atlanta this year. So we'll get into that a little later. But we kind of went through Eurobasket. It wasn't too much, but just a couple players over there that played. Um, and again, this offseason wasn't too, other than the draft night trade, which happened to be with New Orleans again. We drafted the number 13 pick and we traded the 22nd or 21st pick to Brooklyn um, to make room for that Chris Stapps trade. So, but the trade of the offseason was definitely the New Orleans and Atlanta trade that got us Asa Newell, which was the 23rd pick. We traded the 13th pick over to New Orleans, and New Orleans sent us a 2026 unprotected first round of the Bucks or the Pelicans. So whichever one is worse, I believe the Atlanta Hawks will get. Um, so that one kind of made shockwaves throughout the NBA. A lot of people were surprised that New Orleans let that draft or let that trade off. Definitely was a shock. Not necessarily the 13 for 23, but just the 26. There was a sweetener that was thrown in there. I think it surprised a lot of people. So um, I was happy about that trade just because we Atlanta landed Asa Newell. I mean, we didn't really know that we were gonna get Asa Newell after the like trade initially happened because obviously we had the 13, so we were trading down. So I was a little bit questionable. Obviously with the news that we were getting the draft pick from New Orleans, it kind of made me less uh negative, I guess. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It made me hopeful, I can't lie. But we ended up getting the guy that I thought would fit Atlanta this season, which would be Asa Newell. Definitely the 6'10" power forward from Georgia. I think I don't know, it's just like a Derek Lively Luca fit to me. It just made sense. Excuse me. Everybody, not everybody, but people were thinking Atlanta was gonna draft their Trey Young replacement. Nobody really knew what Trey was finna do, all that stuff. So uh, shout out to Ansi Saleh, uh, Atlanta's GM, head of basketball operations. He got the deals done this offseason that made Atlanta Hawks fans hopeful. So it was good. It was good, man. This offseason was really good to Atlanta. And towards the end, it was kind of boring for everybody, even though Shams declared that it would probably be one of the craziest off seasons in NBA history, which was a lie. But I mean, we'll let that live, Shams. We'll let that live. Don't worry about it, dog. We ain't gonna hold that against you, bruh. But I don't know, man. This offseason was pretty boring. Other than Atlanta, man, it's surprising as an Atlanta fan to be like in the headlines this offseason for good moves. Usually as an Atlanta fan, you're in the news for I don't know, like trading away your franchise player or something. So to be honest, I thought we were gonna be the next Dallas Mavericks and trading away our guy. So Atlanta proved me wrong as a fan, um, a franchise, long fan. So we'll see, man. Atlanta, their offseason was really positive. They definitely made positive moves, moves in the right direction. I think towards the end they did let go of Kobe Buffkin. I can't forget about Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. I was wondering if he was gonna be like an integral part in this 2025-26 season, but obviously that answers the question. He was moved to Brooklyn, so hopefully he gets a chance to shine over in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's kind of in down years, so hopefully he gets a shot. I think he can contribute to an NBA team for sure, lead a team. I don't know where, but if the team's built good around him, I think he can contribute. So good luck to Kobe in Brooklyn. And that was kind of the end of the offseason for Atlanta though. Yeah, after that Kobe Buffkin trade, they kind of locked in their guys. They just signed Charles Bassey and Folly Dante, I believe his name is. So they signed two, I think they're centers. I think they're 6'10" centers. So two centers from one was from the Rockets and Charles Bassey recently played with the Spurs. So signed two guys with some experience. I think they're both like 2 years into the league, maybe 2, 3 years. I think N'Faly Dante might be three. But relatively young guys still, in the developmental stage of their career. So probably will get a lot of time in the G League. I believe Ansi Soleil said that those two were gonna kind of be competing for roster spots. So we'll kind of see what the offseason um, kind of or offseason, excuse me, the preseason. The preseason brings us. So with the preseason starting, so we'll probably might see a cut or two, but they are at the needed roster. I think the max roster um, spots filled. So they got 18 guys on the team. So probably, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they went into the season with 18 guys just for the depth purposes. It's never a bad thing to keep guys on the roster, send them down the street to the Skyhawks, get them some runs. So I think it'll be important for them. Hopefully they buy in. That's another important thing. They got to buy in to the system. Um, and I think if those things fall into place, it'll be beneficial for those guys because Chris Stapps is on a 1 year deal, um, or he has 1 year left on his deal. So there will be questions there. Um, it's, contract situations for the Hawks. Dyson looking for an extension. Trey looking for an extension. So I'm not too sure the where Onyeka's contract stands, but I think he got maybe 2 years maybe. So a lot of your core is getting towards the end of their contract, so they'll have plenty of questions. I think next offseason. So I'm just seeing if the pregame has started yet for Atlanta. Not quite yet. So yeah, man. Definitely looking forward to it. I think I think the keys for this season will be let me go ahead. I'm still trying to navigate this. I didn't even start that segment. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I think the keys to this season are gonna be, obviously health. Health is gonna be a big factor. It was definitely a big factor last year. Obviously, we Atlanta didn't have this kind of depth on their roster, so they were kind of out of luck when Jalen Johnson went down. So um, after Jalen Johnson went down, yeah, like I said, season kind of went. down the drain with him. So this year we're really focused on health. If the Hawks do hit the injury bug, then I'll be interested to see what that does to our season because this year we have a lot more depth, a lot better. I was about to say a lot better, more, same thing. So this Atlanta Hawks roster is deeper at each position. So with the additions of Nikhil Alexander Walker, I forgot about him. We did a little sign and trade. We did that in the offseason too. I'm tripping. But yeah, with the additions of Nikhil, Kristaps, Luke Kennard, I forgot about Luke Kennard too. I'm tripping. I got it right there too. But yeah, with the additions of Luke, KP, and Nikhil, and we got Jalen Johnson back. Zachary Reese, Zachary Ricochet. I pulled a Udonis Haslam, my fault. Zachary Ricochet is going into year two with a he just looks like stronger. He looks more confident. Um, I think Eurobasket kind of helped him kind of just stay conditioned. So um, I'm interested to see what Zach is going to look like this year. I think he's going to be really important to the Hawks, and he's going to surprise a lot of people. A lot of people probably will remember he was the number one pick. That probably will be talked about when Hawks have nationally televised games. Um, People probably will hit him with that bust label, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think people are going to be surprised. Um, I think he's I think he's in for a big year, man. I think him, Jalen, and Dyson Daniels can be in contention for most improved easily, for sure. I think all three of them can kind of make that leap this year, and especially with Jalen, I think Jalen kind of already kind of getting national recognition. Everybody's kind of saying, "Hey, he was hurt." Everybody's kind of parroting what Hawks fans have been talking about all off season. Hey, we were hurt last year, and we still were almost 500. So I think we can make some noise this year. I think that's what a lot of Hawks fans are thinking as well. Um, I just don't think Hawks fans want to jump the gun. Low key, I don't think we want to jump the gun. We just want to take it day by day. So so yeah, and I don't think it's a key to this season, but obviously contracts, the contract negotiations are going to be a big talking point all year, whether it be with Trey or Dyson. I think those 2 are gonna be the main ones. I really don't think, the Kristaps contract talk will be as prevalent just because he really hasn't made his mark in Atlanta this year. I think if he gets off to a really, really good start, I think he will, what you call it? I think he'll, or so as we get the game started right there, we got the pregame going. Um We got Alfred Sengun. KD is not playing, so but yeah, man. Yeah, contracts are gonna obviously be a talking point all year, especially with Trey. Um, Media day, people were already talking about it. So, but in my opinion, it makes sense to wait a little bit. For each of them, especially Kristaps, probably get his done at the end of the year if you want to resign him if the year goes as planned. But if not, probably wanna get Dyson's done first and then Trey, um, but, rumors are gonna be rumors, they're gonna fly around, it'll be this reported, that reported, but I'm not really buying into too much, but I did see floating around on the internet that, Atlanta could wanna wait, with that Dyson extension if they don't get it done, they might just look to draft his younger brother, which, I mean, I get, but I don't think I would be a fan of. I would rather have the more established player. I mean, shoot, Dyson's still what, 22, barely 23, so if that. So I don't know. I mean, I think Dyson is a top 25, top 30 player in the league for sure. if he takes that leap offensively. If he takes that leap offensively, man, it's gonna be they're gonna have to throw the bag at Dyson if he takes that. If he's averaging 14 and up and still producing on defense, like half of what he was, bro. He led the league in steals by almost like double or something. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. He definitely made his mark on the league last year, and so I'm excited this year to see what that looks like for Dyson. So if he takes that jump offensively, Atlanta should probably get on that deal as soon as possible. I don't think they should wait because the longer they wait for Dyson, the more they're gonna have to pay, in my opinion. So you don't want necessarily that to happen because you might mess around, end up losing them. So so yeah, you don't really want to wait till it's too late with Dyson. You just kind of want to get that done, I think. And with Trey, I don't know. In my personal opinion, I want Trey to be a Hawk for life. I know that might be a little delusional, but hey, man, as a fan of like a franchise, like if you really a fan, you allowed to be like a little bit delusional as long as you are honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself about your delusion, I think it's all right. So I'm a little bit delusional. So I want Trey to be a Hawk for life. I think it would be great for the city, great for the Hawks franchise to show loyalty to a player of that caliber. Because in my opinion, Trey is, top 15 in the league for sure. Easy. Easy money. Easy. And like I said, with that little bit of delusion, he's the best point guard in the league, hands down. Like hands down. That's where my delusion is. Hands down. I don't want to hear an argument about it this year. Now, I want the Hawks to show and prove this year that Trey is that guy. And I think this year, not only will that show like, I think people are aware that Trey's nice, but I don't think that people are aware, like, how nice this guy is, bro. Like, people don't understand how good you have to be a 6'2" guard, 6'1" guard, putting up the numbers that Trey puts up. He's increased his assists per game every year that he's been in the league. He's been in the league going this is year 8 for Trey. So if he increases his assists even by like point 0.5, he's averaging, I believe, 12 because he averaged like 11.6, I believe, 11.4, so point 0.6, excuse me. So if that's the case, man, he's averaging 12 assists this year. So, and I think he has the roster around him to get it done. As we see Neek and Bob Rathbun, excuse me, um, gracing the mic right now, um, as the Hawks get this little pregame in. You know, watching other sports, watching other sports, I can't lie. I'm used to NBA time. NBA start like 5, 10 minutes past when they're supposed to start. So that's like it's funny because I'm pulling up to other sports. I'm watching other sports games. I'm pulling up 5, 10 minutes late. Just because I'm used to NBA time. I'm not used to I'm not used to what you call it. I'm not used to other sports being timely. I'm definitely used to NBA time. So so yeah, man. As we come a little bit closer to this preseason game, man, whew, I'm getting excited, bro. I'm getting excited. I can't lie. I can't lie to you, man. We got Jalen Johnson back. We're gonna see Chris Stapps in action. All the new Hawks. It looks like Luke Kennard. Um, Let me get this starting lineup pulled up 1 second. I'm also gonna get it pulled up on my TV so I can get a better view. But we back, baby. We back. Yo, yes, sir. Man, we back, dog. Oh man. Man, let's go. Woo. The 2025-2026 season is here, everybody. Let's go. Shout out to Out of Bounds moderating over on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. Making sure everybody hits that subscribe button to catch more of these open gym watch alongs. So yeah, this game is inching closer, man. We got I'd say about 4 minutes. So yeah, man, we watching on Playback TV. If you have an NBA TV League Pass subscription, you can link those accounts on your Playback TV and your NBA League Pass account and watch this stream and the game simultaneously. Um, but if not, it's all good. I appreciate everybody tapping into the open gym one way or another. But as this game inches closer, man, we are almost there to sing the national anthem, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, let's talk about the newer additions to the Hawks. Luke Kennard, man, I'm excited to see Luke Kennard. Having his shooting on the roster is gonna be key. Last time we had a shooter like that, I don't even want to remind y'all where we were. So if we have that type of shooting and he contributes what he usually does, I think the Hawks will be definitely impacted by that. He is the number three. He's sitting at number three in 3-point percentage all time in league history. So one of the best shooters in the league. One of the best shooters the league has ever seen. Um, and percentage wise, I should say. I don't want to say like he's Steph level, but he shoots pretty nice, man. He shoots the rock at a fairly nice rate, dog. So that combined with Trey Young's passing ability, I think will be it's gonna be a problem for defenses, man. And I don't know. I think Atlanta has a lot of playmakers at their at you know at different positions. Obviously, not at Trey's level, because the offense does kind of suffer when Trey is off the floor. History has shown. History has shown. I think history will change this year. For sure, I think history will change greatly this year. With that being said, because you got Jalen Johnson, who is, you know, he's a star, dog, and nationally, they're gonna see that. I think with he played like 35 games last year, and during that time, he was hooping, bro. He was hooping. He was averaging 15, 10, 5, 1 steal, and 1 block. Just to kinda put that in reference, the only players to finish a whole year with those numbers are Kareem, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Kevin Garnett, Giannis, Bam, and Chris Webber. Jalen Johnson was in that company. That's what he was averaging when he went down. So that's why everybody's so hyped up about Jalen Johnson because he was contributing that to Atlanta. So if he's able to come back and contribute that, because honestly, he was closer to 20, 10, and 5 when he went down low key. Like he was averaging almost 19, 20 points. So he was like 19.1, 10, and 5. So if he can give us that and then some, dog, don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me, dog. Because I think obviously the points him and Trey, that connection will be, you know, beneficial in his output. But when Trey is off the floor, I think Jalen's gonna, take a step in playmaking, leading the offense, being that guy that they look to. Because they'll probably try to run Chris Stapps with Trey a lot. Chris Stapps with and then when Trey's off, Onyeka, Trey and Onyeka will probably get a lot of burn to kind of give out defenses different looks. Um, but when Trey is off, I think that offense is not gonna miss a step. Because you'll have JJ, you'll have Nikhil Alexander. Walker coming in probably to replace Trey, I would assume. Um, Kinda give Trey a breather, some rest. So, uh, to be honest, I think the offense without Trey is not gonna miss a step. Obviously, won't be as great, but it might do just fine. It might do what it needs to do to get it done. So that's all Atlanta's looking for right now. I really don't think they have to have, the best bench unit in the league, but with the depth that Atlanta has, I think they will surprise people. Maybe not offensively, but I think defensively, um, they're gonna make some noise for sure. Um, Especially with Mo Gay, we're gonna see Mo Gay's development, see what his offseason regimen, um, what his output was is gonna look like after this offseason. With kind of the knowledge of, hey, you're gonna be a bigger part in this team. So he probably went a little harder this offseason, low key. I would, that'll give me a little boost before the season. If you know, like I know I'm finna be contributing, yeah, for sure. So I'm excited to see Moge, his what his contributions are gonna be looking like. So the starting five, typical starting five. Not typical, but Trey, Dyson, Jalen, Zach, and Kristaps. Four light skins than the Latvian. So whoo, dog, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, man, we back, baby. We are back. We are back. Atlanta Hawks basketball is back. So, man, I was gonna touch on it before this moment, but it does kind of suck to see Onyeka delegated to the bench, but it's good to have Chris Kristaps. But man, tough. It's game time, baby. We here. Let's go. Game time. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Zach's got in store for us. A lot of players I'm looking forward to this season, man. The new additions, returning faces, see what Atlanta has to contribute. So, my TV is really behind. But yeah, man, we're here. We are here. Tip off is about to start. Let's go Atlanta's way. So Atlanta has the ball. Yeah, man, we back, man. It's great to be back, man. Great to see Atlanta back in action. Hey, so Chris Kristaps with the missed turnaround jumper. Jabari Smith with cash money from three, man. That's tough. Trip staying here. All right, man. Let's see. There we go. Chris Kristaps with a bank shot there. Get the Get the first basket for his Atlanta career. Sengun misses that little elbow shot. Trey comes down there a little slow. As Kristaps pulls that 30 footer, that's gonna be new for Trey. Somebody else pulling that 30 footer as Reed Shepherd gets a basket right there. It'll be good for the Rockets to see him get some much needed run in with Fred Van Vliet out. Another 30 footer by Kristaps. I don't know. Kristaps might want to pass the rock, dog. Yeah, the playback got it a little wrong. It was a 2-point fade away from Kristaps, so it's 2-7 at the moment. Hey, there we go. And one as Trey finds Dyson there. So as you see, Kristaps just trying to, fit in, get in where he fits in as he's trying to just get one, get find his rhythm. So you're not too mad about it. Not mad at all. So oh, what? They took that away? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So they waved off the basket for some reason, but Kristaps is back at the line. Not really understanding that. As Kristaps knocks down his first of two, Kristaps is the leading scorer for Atlanta with 3 points. So misses the second of two. Unfortunate there. So we got the Rockets bringing it up. We got a men guarded by Trey. Nobody boxed out Sengun. That's a bucket, man. So Atlanta looking a little shaky offensively, still trying to figure out what's going on as Jalen gets blocked by I think Jabari Smith and Alfred Sengun. Jalen going to work already, getting another steal, pushing ahead. Come on, Dyson, find somebody. So got found Kristaps trailing. Jalen shoots the three, misses the three. So Hawks are, kind of staying outside the paint, not playing. I wouldn't say tentative, but oh, you can't call that, dog. He was coming over the screen. That's an illegal screen, if anything, bro. How you gonna trip somebody when you coming over the screen? If you coming over the screen, that's an illegal screen because he moving his body, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? Whew, that's tough. Jabari Smith with another 3-pointer, man. Oh, that's his first three? I was tripping. Must have been a men or something. Yeah, you're not taking that one away. So Dyson gets that alley from Trey, finds that connection again. That's gonna be beneficial, man. Dyson doing what he does. That back cut. That big is gonna have to that big is gonna have to rebound and not, look at the just look at the ball. They're gonna have to find the body, box out. I know it's the first game, so ooh, Dyson with a nice little left-handed lay, but misses the attempt there. Yeah, definitely is a preseason game. So Hawks kinda fighting right now to find some rhythm. So we got a loose ball foul, on Houston. I'm not quite sure who they called it on, but loose ball foul going Atlanta's way. Trey was fighting for the rebound, probably caught it on. I think it was a man Thompson. So, um, Atlanta gets a much needed stop there. See if they can, convert. I think Houston is a good team to warm up with. They're really good defensively. As Dyson draws the foul, they're driving against Reed Shepherd. Like I said, I think Houston is a really good preseason game to have. I think we play Houston, I think a total of twice. So we'll play Houston back in Atlanta next couple of days. But um, with that being said, Houston is a really good defensive team. They held Atlanta to like maybe 90 points last year. I think one of the last times they played. Um, so I think it'll be a really good test for Atlanta to see where they are at. Obviously, first game you don't want to like write them off. It's the preseason, first of all. It's the very first game of the preseason. So you don't want to like make too many like narratives as Dyson knocks down 2 free throws there. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, you don't really want to like say your thoughts after the preseason or during the preseason. You just want to let the guys work on what they'll work on. Hey man, traveling food. I think the Hawks will win something as a Sengun draws a foul against Porzingis. Um, Porzingis is looking to get his legs up under him. But yeah, Hawks are gonna win something for sure. For sure that we're on the same page, man. We are connected. I think the Hawks gonna bring it home this year too. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, man, you don't want to buy too much into the preseason. You want to let these guys work on what they have to execute during the season. So um, as you see, Houston. They're gonna need, point guard by committee, kinda like Atlanta. So you saw Amin Thompson bringing the ball up for them, so, kinda initiated that last possession that, led to a foul, on Porzingis. But they are going to break right now, so a little break in action, but yeah, man, I'm feeling positive about this season as well, and the result, excuse me. But obviously, I don't wanna, get too high or too low on the preseason, but it's a little slow at the moment. Could be nerves, could be a lot of things. Like I was saying, Houston is a really good team, even though they did lose their point guard in Fred VanVleet to an ACL tear, unfortunately, during the offseason. Um, so you kind of want to see things that players are gonna have to execute a lot during the season. So, when Trey is off the floor, um, that'll be kind of a key moment to watch. Not because I think the Hawks are better without Trey by any means, but that's gonna be a very, very big question for Atlanta. I don't wanna say weakness, but I wanna say question. It's gonna be a big question for Atlanta because in recent history, the minutes without Trey haven't been the greatest, to say the least. So, I think with the newest additions this year, they'll, I think they'll prove a lot of doubters wrong. Um, Not to be so cliche, but I think they'll I think they'll show people that they built the team around Trey to kind of help him so he doesn't have to do as much. The workload isn't as heavy on his shoulders. And he can kind of come through for the team when he needs to more consistently. So um, we'll be watching kind of intently when Trey is off the floor. Um, I think this season, this off season, got all the Hawks fans excited because the newest additions, and Nikhil, Kristaps, Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is a better ball handler than people think as well. I wouldn't say he's a like a premier playmaker, but he can, run the offense. So I think Atlanta will, be point guard by committee as well when Trey's off the floor. Dyson, I think he's like a I don't like the phrase tweener, but he definitely is, that combo guard, that 1 and 2. He's shown that he can, lead the offense. Last year, he led Atlanta in the NBA NBA Cup game against the Boston Celtics when, Trey was out for a game. So he had like 28. He had a career high. He's excellent on defense. So as Ricochet misses that 3, Hawks down 9. Not too much worried. Yeah, uh, two-way. Yeah, two-way is more like, offense to defense. I think he's gonna be a two-way this year. I think, you know, as we see on Onyeka, shout out on Onyeka in the game. Um, as Jalen gets that running floater to go, that's gonna be his offense in the transition. So I think when they don't have Porzingis in, they're gonna be a running gun team. And in my opinion, I don't know, man. I think you should have Porzingis off the bench. I'm gonna be honest, man. I really think the Hawks should bring Porzingis off the bench because the team is obviously gonna be slower without Trey, and it's gonna be faster without Porzingis. So we got a loose ball foul on Dyson trying to box out Jabari Smith. It was a bogus call, man. Atlanta had the ball. It was a late call. So but in my opinion, man, so I'm a fan, man, so, I mean, ain't nobody gonna listen to me, but bro, I think Atlanta should start on Onyeka, especially the way he closed out last year. I think he kinda earned that role. Obviously, you don't wanna just give it to a player, but as we get a look at, Nickeil Alexander-Walker as well, already impacting the game, pokes the ball loose right there on Steven Adams, so yeah, man. Like I was saying, I really think they should swap Porzingis and Onyeka in the starting roles, just because I think Onyeka fits the starting lineup as Nikhil impacts the game already, man. With that nice little scoop layup right there, man. You love to see it impacting the defense, guarding Reed Shepard. I think him and ooh. Where the foul at? Where the foul? All right, yeah. So yeah, man, the kid bro, what? What are they talking about, bro? That's the second bro, how is he not going up? 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 Dog, how is he not going up? How is he not going up, bro? How is he not going up? What are we doing? Oh my goodness. As Luke Kennard checks in, bucket. So the newest additions already making an impact in a positive way. Nikhil, Luke as a man gets called for either a double or a travel right there. So Luke Kennard checks in, already gets to a bucket from Nikhil. So it's positive, man. That's great to see. The new additions kind of running the offense. But yeah, man. I mean, ooh, just a little miscue right there. Dyson was back cutting right there, and Nikhil thought he was going to the corner. But yeah, man. That's kind of you're gonna have to. I'm probably gonna flip flop because I think Onyeka is. I mean, you don't have to be a starter to be like impactful. Like you can get a majority of the minutes. Get off me. And one. Can't take that away from me. Come on. Get up. Get up. It's preseason. We already running over fools, bro. Get up. Get up. Come on, man. Block shot to a basket. Come on. Jalen turned up this year, dog. Get off of me, little boy. Little boy. Get off me. Come on, man. That's a grown man move. So Jalen playing in control. Love to see it, man. Bench's reaction. Whew. As he misses that free throw, but we ain't even worried about it, man. It was a good convert. So we got two, so made it a 1 point game. But yeah, like I was saying, back to Onyeka and Porzingis, a lot of people probably will be a little kind of on the line about that, whether it's you know whether who starts and who doesn't. But as long as Jalen makes that play right there, yeah, Jabari stumbling boy. Whew. Yeah, Jalen put in work this offseason. You could tell too. Yeah, Trey, let it go. Floating three. It's a good look, man. It's a good look. Kinda ended the shot clock there. Mm, touched it. So this play by is a little behind. My apologies, y'all. But, so the lineup for, Atlanta right now is Trey, Luke, Jalen, Onyeka, and Nikhil. And, I think this lineup is gonna be pretty interesting, as Nikhil just lets it go. I think a big key point for Atlanta this year too is just gonna be let it fly. Just let it fly, man. Just shoot the ball. Ooh, Jabari Smith throws down a massive dunk over on Yeka as Trey's lead pass gets picked off by Okogie and Steven Adams, but we good. Jalen stops the break right there. He stops the drive. Oh yeah, Nikhil, just take the ball away from him. That's a transition. That's a transition foul. Well, that's a transition foul, unless they caught a foul on Nikhil. But so Nikhil already impacting the game. We got 2:47 left in the first quarter, man. First preseason game for the Atlanta Hawks. Off to a pretty good start. Um, Houston kind of started pretty fast. So yeah, that's a take foul for sure. But yeah, both teams kind of off to a slow start. Let me rephrase that. Atlanta was off to a slow start. Houston out the gate, they were kind of, business as usual. Wasn't really like lighting it up, but probably positive for Houston fans to see their team kind of handling business without KD, you know, with a good Atlanta team. So Atlanta is trailing in the last 2 minutes of the first quarter by three. It was an ugly start for Atlanta, but Atlanta seemed to get their legs up under them. Probably was, a little nervous trying to get used to each other, trying to get a rhythm with each other still. So kind of be ready for that this preseason. Don't expect Atlanta to be gelling right away. Um, I think they probably will need a couple games before they really start surprising people, start flowing, yeah, creating highlights, all that good stuff. So got to give them grace. But you just this game, just preseason too, you just want to look for, like I said, players doing uh, the things they need to do throughout the season. So you want to see Dyson, Nikhil, all of them taking care of business. Excuse me, taking care of business when Trey is off the floor and the rest of the offense. You want to see how Onyeka plays. Um, you want to see how all the additions play with alongside each other. Um, so with that being like Nikhil, Luke, uh, Chris Dapps, how they play alongside the other guys. Um, I'm excited, man. I think Ricochet is gonna be impactful, man. I think he's gonna take that step. obviously, there's only so much playing time, so I don't think there's gonna be, like, too much production, like, crazy numbers, but I just think that we'll be a solid team. So, I think being a solid team can go a long way in the East, which isn't the strongest this year. Um, they're missing some of their better, competitors, so I'm interested to see how long these players will play, until, like, that bench unit comes in. I don't know if it's gonna be normal minutes, but 'cause Atlanta's at the line for that transition take. Yeah, Trae Young knocks it down, makes it a two-point game. So 2:47 left in the first. Atlanta's ball, off that Nickeil Alexander Walker steal. Um, Atlanta might have 2 people averaging 2 steals a game. So I think Atlanta's best play style is when they fly off the handle and just cause havoc, um, and just work with that. I think when they get in a set is kinda troubling, but you kinda do wanna see them work on that this year throughout the year because that's gonna be a lot of playoff basketball. You wanna see them, in crunch time, take care of business, slow it down, all that good stuff. So, as much as I wanna see Atlanta just run and gun throughout the year, I think it will be impactful if they kinda practice their, half court. They try to really grind it out with teams, really try to just suffocate teams near the end of games instead of just purely outscore them, just exhaust them by scoring. As Onyeka goes up, maybe gets it blocked. I don't know what happened there. A little froze on me, but yeah, yeah, that is something I gotta tell myself. I really like Atlanta's play style when they run and gun. When they're just flying around the court, causing havoc, getting steals, getting transition buckets. I was about to say buskets. Oh, Trey doesn't get that lay right there. That was a good pass though. That's a tip board. Shoot, Krista. Hey. Okay, okay. Kristaps with the wrap around the tray in the corner for 3, makes it a 19-18 game. So Atlanta takes their first lead of the ball game. So they are showcasing a lineup right now of you can't call that a foul, dog. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Refs tripping already, bro, and they got the earpiece in, man. Y'all supposed to be making the correct calls. Y'all making the wrong calls already. Oh my goodness. So yeah, as I was saying, Hawks are showcasing a lineup of Trey, Nickeil, Porzingis, and Onyeka. So Kogi hits the first of 3. So yeah, that lineup is gonna be interesting to see. With Kristaps and Onyeka in playing that 4 and 5, and they got Luke as the shooter out there. Um, you got Nickeil and Trey who can both handle the ball. You got Nickeil as the point of attack defender, and 'cause Luke can handle the ball as well, get Trey in off some off ball action. So you got 2 players who can handle the ball, get Trey off the ball, get some off ball looks. Ooh, Trey with the pass right there. Excellent back cut, man. Excellent cut from Onyeka. I think that's gonna be Atlanta's basketball too. Is a lot of cuts, a lot of action going on offense, trying to just confuse the defense, get everybody just discombobulated. Um, that's when Trey plays his best, when he's just playing free, getting any look that they want as a brick right there. So Atlanta's out in transition. That's gonna be something that Atlanta has to work on is transition, finding spots, with the new guys. Who is that? Look like, Biz Markie from Men in Black. Look like he can oh, that's an illegal screen. Yeah. That was unnecessary. Yeah, he pushed the hell out of him. I don't know why you doing that, Kristaps. Come on, dog. So yeah, like I was saying, man, Atlanta's gonna have to, gel together. That's gonna take time. Um, Kind of learning how each other like learning how they play. As Atlanta gives up the offensive board right there to Houston, looking for that 2 for 1, and Buddy knocks down that corner three. Mm, Davison. So yeah, man, I think Atlanta's gonna have to. They're gonna have some things to work on for sure. It's not gonna be, the prettiest game, um, prettiest games, honestly. Obviously, probably will get some bright spots, but just like that, that play works. But the pass was a little bit behind Kristaps, so obviously, it's just gonna take some time learning each other's play styles, learn when people like to cut, and what their moves are. But it's positive, man, as Atlanta is trailing by 1, 23-24, going into the 2nd quarter. But yeah, that last play for Atlanta, is gonna be a lot of what Atlanta has to offer. Um, Trey kicks to Nikhil kicks to, so how it went was Trey gets the pick from Onyeka when Chris Kristaps is in the corner. Gets the pick at the top, kicks it over to Nikhil on the wing or Luke Kennard, I forget. But the wing then kicks it to Onyeka, who's slipping because Trey just decided to look off that screen. So he dishes it to the wing. That creates the window for the slipping Onyeka, and Onyeka being Onyeka gets the ball to a cutting Chris Kristaps at the perfect time. That pass, like I said, wasn't the prettiest, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna get better and better all year. They're just now learning you know, how to gel together as a team. So I think Atlanta's gonna be dangerous, and they're gonna be dangerous in that area, man. Teams are gonna be scrambling on defense, in my opinion. They're definitely gonna be scrambling when guarding Atlanta. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna be 40 balls tonight from anybody. But yeah, you're just looking for routine stuff. You're just looking to sharpen some things in the preseason. In my opinion, you don't really want to come out, swinging. Obviously, would be a little bit of a mistake. You don't want to be premature. So you want to get a good feel for how your team is and what you need to work on in practice before the season gets going and stuff. What you probably need to make a point of emphasis, during the season. So um, it'll be important for Atlanta to, pay attention to what happens throughout these games, but also not buy too much into it. Meaning, don't buy too much into the wins and losses. Just just check out the process, man. You want the process to be good. As Keaton Wallace gets some run, man. Keaton Wallace he signed a deal this offseason. I believe it was a two-way deal with the Atlanta Hawks to kind of get that official backup point guard role. So I think him and V will probably be kind of competing for that backup point guard role as as Keaton is the only one, or Keaton's in for Trey, and Onyeka gets replaced by Shea. So Shea is actually guarding Sengun. So that's actually pretty interesting to see that they got Shea on Sengun instead of Kristaps. But probably probably will be better in the long run if Kristaps doesn't necessarily have to bang with the opposing team's best post player. You can't count continuation on that bullshit. Excuse my language, but yeah, man, that's tough. Yo, 6, 7. What's happening? It's heading in 6, 7. I'm gonna be handing out VIPs. I'll be handing out VIPs at the beginning of regular season. So just make sure to be subscribed and tuned in at the beginning of regular season. I'm gonna be handing out at least 2, 3 at the start. Um, so that 3 rattles out for Porzingis, but Ricochet gathers the rebound and puts it right back up. So already showcasing his ability to chase the ball. But yo, 6, 7, like I said, just be sure to be subscribed, and I'm gonna be handing out VIPs at the beginning of the regular season for Atlanta. So the very first game Atlanta has, I'm gonna be handing those out. So just stay tuned, brother, and I got you. I got you. Like I said, be sure to be subscribed as our friend Sengun gets that trash bucket. Uh, yeah, man. You got that switch on Luke Kennard, and yeah, it's downhill from there. But yeah, man, like I said, yo, 6, 7, stay tuned. At the beginning of regular season, we will be handing out VIPs in the open gym. So, um, I said subscribe. On playback, you don't have to subscribe. All you have to be doing is be a member of the open gym. So, um, don't need to be a subscriber to get VIPs, but it is automatic if you. Ooh, Ricochet kinda misses that 3 there, but you wanna see him shoot. But yeah, like I said, if you subscribe, it's an automatic VIP, so I got you there. Um, but like I said, we'll be handing them out, uh, regular season, probably 1 a game. So so we'll be handing out VIPs 1 each. Yeah, but Ricochet you wanna see Ricochet finding the windows. Nikhil found him on that, last one, but just couldn't come through on that. But you wanna see him shoot that. Be active. Ricochet still guarding Sengun, which is man, that's really like that's fire, dog. You might get a couple of buckets here and there, but fumbling. But yeah, Sengun might get a couple buckets over Ricochet, but you want Ricochet to do that as Ricochet cuts. Where's the foul at, bro? Where's the foul? That was a good cut though. Nikhil found Ricochet on the cut, on that backdoor. Um, Atlanta's looking like they're running a zone. Pretty interesting. They're running that 2-3 zone, so it might look to run that more this year for Atlanta, which is kinda new. The kid gets that running floater in the lane off. So, woo! It's a 2K steal right there. Ooh, little off target. The kill with the three-point attempt. It was a good steal, man. It was a good steal. So you like to see that steal off the inbound pass. Houston was a little lazy with that coming off. Capella! Oh, man, he was breaking those with Atlanta. So Kristaps got that steal there, transition, making no mistake. As Luke Kennard drills that 3, you like to see that. It'll be one of probably many from the corner, as Kennard drills that. So, hey, there we go. Keen with the defense deflected, stops it from going to the corner there. As Onyeka checks in for Kristaps. I think the rotations are gonna be really, really frequent too. It's not gonna be a lot of people getting a lot of burn. So, especially preseason. I don't think preseason is gonna be too frequent. Um, yeah, like I said, don't think preseason is gonna be too don't think there's gonna be too many people, what you call it, getting heavy burn during the preseason. I think it's gonna be rotations are gonna be quick as Kennard finds Nikhil in the corner for 3 as Atlanta cuts it down to a 3-point game. It's 33-36 now. And yeah, you just it's just positive to see Atlanta have these defensive rotations to where, you know, they got Nikhil, they got everybody, you know, there to have coverage. So uh, I think Ricochet is gonna be more impactful on defense than people think. I think he was really good last year. As Onyeka shoots and he misses the straightaway three, but you want to see him continue to shoot that with confidence and keep that going. As Ricochet kind of gives up that back door back to Capella. Ugh. So Capella kind of getting his rhythm there as he checks in for the first time. He's getting his first runs. As Atlanta kind of let him go, they parted ways with Capella this offseason. So kind of interesting to see Capella make all these close shots. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, with no effort. So it hurts. It hurts. I can't lie. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts, man. It hurts. Man, Clint Capella was getting roasted when he was on Atlanta though for missing those shots, man. He wasn't having a great time, that's all I know. So, as Atlanta kinda struggles to find their rhythm again in this second half, um, in the first 5 minutes, don't think the starters have gotten a lot of playing time, so not too worried about that. Also not worried, but where's Ace at? I would like to see an appearance before halftime, like, but, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, cause it just I don't know what the Hawks' plans are. I don't know what their plans are, cause if I don't wanna get excited over Ace and Ace just not I don't wanna say flop, but he just don't fit the system. I don't want that to be the case. I want Atlanta I don't know, I think he's too good of a prospect to just, you know, kind of put on the shelf. So, I don't know. But last year's system with Regis, they kinda worked, so I might just have to trust the system on this one, but it's gonna be tough because I think Ace like, I don't think he'll be, like, a star right away, but I think he can contribute. I mean, shoot, 6'10", power forward, who is a great offensive rebounder. Yeah, man, but gonna have to be patient. Gonna have to be patient. Daniels, I appreciate you tapping into the open gym. So it looks like some starters are checking back in. We'll have, Jalen, Onyeka, Dyson, all back in the game. Gill's coming back. Never mind. Coach Quinn is just talking to Nikhil and them. My screen is kind of freezing, but it looks like Atlanta got the stop. Dyson kicks to Kennard. Kennard to Trey to Kennard for a tree. Let's go. That connection is going to be pretty fun. Trey to Kennard right there. So as Amin knocks down that three there, next commercial break, I'm gonna cut that desktop off of Wi-Fi. Thinking out loud, my fault, y'all. So Onyeka gets the drive there against, a man Thompson. He too little, man. He too little. Can't guard you, Onyeka. So Reece Sheppard is getting some burn for Houston. Atlanta is guarding him with Luke Kennard as Houston gets bailed out with a foul call on the Reece Sheppard drive. Onyeka commits the foul. Once again, I'm gonna cut this Wi-Fi off the desktop. Give me one. My bad. Had to cut that off on the streamer, man. So Trey, Jalen, Dyson, Onyeka, and Nikhil in right now. So defensive heavy lineup. A Trey to Onyeka in the corner for Tree. So cuts the lead to 5 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. I think this lineup will be. I don't know, man. Atlanta has so many variations they can throw at teams. You know, the additions that they have. Defensively, this lock, bro. Defensively, it's gonna be crazy. Uh, oh, you got that to go? Oh my goodness, Capella is on fire right now. Come on, JJ. He can't guard you though. He cannot guard you. That's a liability out there. Capella cannot guard you, dog. So Capella getting some run against his old team there. So there we go. Let me know if it's too loud. So we got Onyeka going to the line here. It's a 4-point game. I think Steven Adams is going to be checking in for somebody. But yeah, Trey to Onyeka. Man, Trey's going to have a fantastic time playing with this team. There's so many different ways he can get an assist, whether he's finding somebody spotting up, finding somebody cutting. He has a lot of people who can finish the play in transition, whether it be they're finding their spot on the arc or whether they're cutting with them. Yeah, I think it's gonna open up the floor for him in so many ways. So I think he'll have a excuse me, y'all. He'll have a fantastic time as Atlanta is trailing by 2 now, man. With 5 to go. Their defense is kind of playing really well, man. Uh Onyeka is an underrated defender, a center defender. Everybody thinks he's like too undersized. Get out of here, dog. Ain't no foul. What you crying for? Get up. Not gonna get that off on Jalen. Nah. Jalen with the excellent defense, swatting Tari Eason's drive attempt. Dyson, funneling him towards the baseline right there. Excellent, 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 excellent. So that's what you're gonna get out of this lineup. Jalen's gonna prove how great of a defender he actually is. Him and Onyeka really gel together. So their minutes are going to be really impactful for Atlanta. That's what Atlanta missed out on last year. I think if they had that last year, it's looking a little different. That's a shot clock violation. So, um, Atlanta will inbound the ball on the side there. They'll have a little slide out as Reed Shepard got his shot block. Get that shot out of here, dog. Get that shot out of here, dog. We get a shot. So as Atlanta brings the ball up, they got Nikhil initiating the offense, trying to get Trey the off ball as they swish home the tree. So Atlanta for 3 right there, Trey from Nikhil. You love to see that off ball action. A lot of people um, nationally complain Trey can't play off ball. As Reed Shepard gets that moving jumper to go, man. It looked like a 2K shot, boy. That's all you got. You just hitting them fades, boy. That's all you got. Play straight up. Nikhil with the oof. Ooh, that's gonna be dangerous. Nikhil with the quick trigger, bro. I think he's really taking Coach Quinn's words to heart and just letting it fly. Um, during his media day presser, that was a big, not a big thing, but he just said, Coach said, let it go, let it fly, let it go. Ooh, 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 let's go. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he traded Jalen. That's like his 3rd half court assist, bro. Man, Trey's gonna have a ball this year, bro. He gonna have a ball, bro. And he threw it so effortlessly too. That's the thing, man. He threw it so effortlessly. That was crazy, yo. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. That was wild. I can't even lie. That was wild. That was wild. That was crazy. So, so Trey with that alley oop stats pulled up real quick. Um, so as we look at the stats as Atlanta's on break right now, it's a timeout break. They're trailing by 3 with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Man, I'm rushing this game along too fast, man. You need to calm down. It's the 2nd quarter, y'all. Excuse me. The 2nd quarter. Um, as we look at the stats here, minutes are kind of evenly distributed, uh, except Risha and Dyson. Risha Dyson, and Kristaps are have the lowest minutes played out of the starters, um, each with about 7 minutes. So those 3 are kind of on the lower end, minutes wise, but rest of the starting 5 is around 20 minutes, which would be Jalen and Trey. So Jalen and Trey off to a pretty good start. Trey already has 2 assists, 4 points, uh, 2 or 3 from the field, 7 points, 5 assists. Excuse me, I'm looking at Dyson. So man, that's true. That's already impactful, bro. 4 points, 2 assists from Dyson. No turnovers from each. Um, and 7 and 5 from Trey. Trey's already oh my Trey's gonna go off this year, dog. I don't think folks are ready, bro. I don't think folks understand, bro. I don't think folks quite understand, man. I don't think they quite understand. I don't think they quite understand what's gonna happen. So yeah, Trey was 7 and 5 already. Woo. Decker with the slam. The rim record, that puts Atlanta up by 3. Now they're up by 1, 55-56, 3 minutes to go. NBA TV must have been ahead as Trey lets that 30-footer go off the mark. Houston with the rebound there. They quick to fire there. Jabari Smith there. I think they're playing to Atlanta's pace right now. I think they're really. That's a kick ball, man. That's a kick ball. Thank you. Thank you, man. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm trying to contain myself. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Got a little excited there. They called that kick ball on Houston as Atlanta tries to get their offense going. Chris Stapps checks back in the game. But yeah, man, like I was saying, Atlanta has a lot of underrated defenders as Trey's tally is 7 points and 6 assists already before half. 3 minutes to go there. Um, yeah, NBA.com is tripping as Chris Stapps finds Risha in the corner for 3, And Ricochet misses it, but that's like I said, man, you just want him confident shooting the ball without hesitation. Mm, so we got Kristaps, Dyson, Trey, Ricochet, and Jalen, um, Alfred Sengun gets that to go. Trey and Ricochet have a misconnect right there. Turnover, 58-56, 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So double screen action, Ricochet's guarding him in, causes a turnover there. Gets Trey in transition with the gang and it's frozen, but gets it to Jalen Johnson for the finish and gets it to 58-56 or from 56-58 to 58-58. It's an even game right now. So Atlanta's defense creating offense, good defense there. Or just goes to uh, Steven Adams, who was sitting right there. So can't really do nothing about that. Trey finds Kristaps in the paint. Excellent pass. Steven Adams elects to foul right there, so Kristaps is going to the line. That's gonna be a whew, oof, man. You love to see it, man. You love to see it only because Trey is having already a great game, 7 and 6. Like potential assists are gonna go through the roof this year. I think he was already leading the league in potential assists. I think it was closer to like 15 some 15 assists. So like they were leaving like close to you know 10 points on the board, not converting his passes. So Kristaps misses that first one at the line, misses the second one. Free throws are another issue. It seems this game was a little shaky last year, but I mean it's preseason right now, so we'll see how the season goes. I think this year will be different. So appreciate it, Dyson. Dyson running the break on Trey. Trey does his thing in that little float up. Icy, man. It's icy already. And it's October. Icy. Trey gets it up. Gets it to go. 60, 60, 60 minutes ago. Kristaps guarding Sengun on the three. Gets that drive. The guard can rally. Houston's just like they got a lot of size on their roster, so they're running like two centers at a time. So obviously you want to see how Atlanta plays this, but honestly, I don't think it's as talent, honestly. Dyson finds Ricochet in the corner. Uh, oh, yeah, that's a take foul. Dyson with a nice cut and a dish to Ricochet. Ricochet is just short on that three, so you gotta hope Ricochet becomes consistent from three. It kind of took him. I don't want to say it took him a while, but it was definitely inconsistent throughout the year last year. His first year in the NBA, kind of on a minutes restriction, so you kind of want to give him a little grace for last year. Kind of not finding a rhythm, but you're gonna need him to be can't talk. You're gonna need him to be a contributing factor from the arc. You're gonna have to have him be a sniper out there. So if Atlanta wants to be successful, they're gonna need Ricochet to kind of get on his game and be that threat. I don't know what that was right there. Don't quite know what that was right there, but Atlanta is trailing by 2 since Houston went to the line, knocked down those free throws. So Atlanta's bringing the ball up right now. Probably just kinda draining some clock. Probably wanna get a 2 for 1, not the shot you were probably hoping for, it's just a Trey miracle shot right there. Probably wanted a better shot, but looks like the offense again was a little out of sync. Nobody really probably knew what to run there, so the communication might have to be somewhat better, towards the end of, crunch times as, Houston gets bailed out with another foul there, which is unfortunate, so Houston's going back to the line trying to put it up 4. So as we get towards the end of this second quarter, Atlanta's looking to have that last shot as he knocks down this first. So Houston kinda checking in their defensive lineup just to get a stop here when the ball is live. We got 8 seconds left, and Atlanta's looking to, get some before the half. And from Dyson, it's a switch on Sengun, and unfortunately just throws it away. So Trey ends the half with his first turnover. A little blemished in the half, but can't be mad at it. Check that check the box score now that the half is here. Now that it won't be lying to us. It said it was 2 minutes remaining when there's like 3.5 minutes left. So yeah, I mean, first half pretty positive, close game for Atlanta. 64-60, Houston's way. Um, wasn't the uh, wasn't the strongest performance from Atlanta um, in the very first quarter, but they came back. They came back. I can't lie. So computer is not working for stats. So I'm gonna pull stats up on my phone and get that working here. Just going around the league, 1929 Mavericks. Mavericks are up by 10. The first quarter there. Heat are leading the Bucks 63-59, and kind of towards the end of the third quarter there. Obviously, got Atlanta and Houston going on right now. Am I tripping, bro? It's a 4-point game. They have the official scores 57-64, but it's a little behind. The Spurs are playing a Chinese team they whooping their ass. So Canada, Vancouver got one. Vancouver got the game, so the game starts at 10 o'clock. So that's West Coast time for sure. Yeah, Vancouver on the west end of Canada, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So let's check on that box score for Atlanta. So again, man, Shea isn't having the strongest game, but the box score is live. Yeah, a better box score. There we go. Yeah, as we look to the box score, Trey's already having a great game, distributing wise. I believe he has 6 or 7 assists already. So um, the new roster is already proven to be impactful. Obviously, you don't want to buy too much into preseason, but I mean, it is what it is. It's the only thing we got right now is first time seeing the team play. As yeah, like I said, Trey ended the first half with a turnover, but up until that point, he was blemishless, I should say. So 7-1 is fantastic. I'm sure you know, it's gonna grow on that. There you go. But as we look around, Jalen coming out strong with only 9 minutes. excuse me, I was looking at Chris Stapps and, at his times pulled up last time. I'm not saying Jalen and Trey had the most minutes, but it's Jalen and, I mean, it's Chris Stapps and Trey who got were the lone 20 minutes with the starting 5, but like I said, man, Ricochet not having the strongest game, but you like to see him confident in shooting, so I think his legs will find him, that shot will fall. I don't think it's a big question. I think it's just you just gotta wait for it, so as they're talking to, some Atlanta legends there, they got Dominique going over, got Andrew Young, so it's looking like it's, Atlanta's history, what they got going on in the community, um, city leaders, civil rights activists, so it's like the Young family. They're pretty impactful in Atlanta, so shout out to them. Kinda wish Atlanta still had that Y patch on their shoulder, so, the new one's kinda ugly, but oh well, oh well. So, yeah, let's back to the stat sheet, but like I said, Jalen having a really great game, only 9 minutes, 5 for 7, 11 points, 1 block, 2 rebounds, so contributing in a very positive way. Kristaps, like I said, just trying to find his rhythm with the team. I'm not really trying to force too much, but definitely, definitely, what you call it, positive to see him getting his shots up, trying to find a rhythm. Um, like I said, probably not too big of a concern. Free throw shooting isn't there this game, 1 of 4, but I'm sure that's gonna turn around. So, Dyson, not too much noise on the offensive end, but, already got a steal. So, picking up where he left off last year, 4 points, 3 assists, so impacting the game. Probably had 2 points taken away from the ref. So, I don't know why they called back that alley. I can't lie. I don't know what that was on. So, Trey and Dyson kinda holding it down, playmaking wise. Bro, okay, I'm tripping now. Alright. See, just saying okay, I'm just gonna stop giving numbers right now. NBA.com, their numbers are tweaking, it's twacked out, 'cause now it's saying Trey is only at 10 minutes, so my apologies on that end, on the misconfusion on that. What I'm looking at is not correct, so, I'm just gonna wait and kind of go off of that because NBA.com kinda have a little hiccups here and there, so at the beginning of the year, so Imma give them grace. Preseason, man, it's the preseason, so yeah, Trey only has 10 minutes. Kristaps is the only starter with 20 minutes. I don't know if that's right. 'Cause all the other ones not right, so excuse me. Oh, bench unit doing great. Onyeka, 5 minutes, a total of 5 minutes, but in those 5 minutes, 4 or 5, 80% from the field, 11 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, so pretty productive. Nikhil, same thing, 4 or 5, has a little more minutes than, Onyeka, but, 10 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, so doing his thing. Luke Kennard, 3 or 4, 8 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, so the new additions are, like I said, being impactful. King Wallace is the other bench guy with 11 minutes. No stats other than an assist, though, but not really looking to him for a whole lot of production. Those are the only guys who have gotten a run this game, so interested to see what, what these lineups look like at the beginning of the year. I think Coach Quinn kind of runs a tight ship. He doesn't really integrate a whole lot of new lineups, but I think with this year's depth, I think he'll kind of not be pressed, but I think he'll be interested to run as many variations as possible, honestly. I don't think he's gonna just stick to 9 guys throughout the year. I think he's gonna preserve people, you know, get those guys, some experience where they need to. So I think the second half, they might get a lot of burn depending on how the game goes, but looking like we'll get back to it here shortly. Imma try to get this pulled up on my TV. So it's showing Team USA highlights. What a time, man, what a time. That that Redeem team was special. That was I'm so glad I got to watch that. I can imagine what it was like, for, the Dream Team, but I got to watch the Redeem Team, so it's same difference. Finally, I got an official, got the right stream, so I'm not streamcasting from my phone and messing up the Wi-Fi, so yeah, man, we are back. So as we are coming back from halftime, Atlanta is trailing by 4. Um, Stats are pretty even. Atlanta getting outshot by 9% from 3, obviously leading the assist category almost by double. Um, and Trey is responsible for almost half of Atlanta's assists, so get used to that, Hawks fans. Trey finna be dishing, and he gonna be serving that rock, dog. He gonna be serving that rock for sure. So I think Ricochet might be just getting his legs under him. I don't think it's too much cause for concern per se. But yeah, while the break is still going, I just want to remind everybody subscriptions are available to the Open Gym. We are calling them the God Next VIP because shoot, when you in the Open Gym, bro, you gotta holler. I got next, man. I got next. So our VIPs are gonna be able like I said, the first 20 are gonna get that league pass code. So if you subscribe, you'll get that league pass code off rip. You'll become a VIP. So first 20 will get that. And with the memberships after that, our subscriptions will be we'll be having a monthly giveaway, open gym merch, t-shirts, hoodies. Um when we get those, we're gonna be giving those away. So I'm gonna be doing that once a month, doing a giveaway of some open gym merch once a month. But you do have to be a subscriber to the open gym in the playback community. So to get those rewards. And when YouTube and Twitch are able to have subscribers, I'm just gonna bunch all of that together and say if you're subscribing on one platform, you'll be entered automatically. So yeah, we'll have that going. If you are an open gym got next subscriber. So on Atlanta's off days, I'll be letting VIPs select the game to stream in the open gym on Atlanta's off days. So if you are a VIP, you'll be able to choose the game. Say you a Blazers fan and you want the open gym to watch a Blazers game. We'll check out the Blazers game maybe same day. Maybe we'll knock out 2 games in one day, type thing, but, if the games offset each other, but, like, I'm really shooting for Atlanta's off days, trying to get into open gym, just for other NBA games as well, so, along with that, I'll be letting the VIPs select who we got next, so if you are a subscriber to the Open Gym community on Playback TV, um, definitely check that out if you aren't, and if you are, be ready. But yeah, man, we'll be letting y'all choose the game, and we'll come up with more giveaways, whatnot. Maybe if you are in the area, maybe some ticket giveaways to an Atlanta game or something like that. So maybe we'll see. So so we'll see, man. But I appreciate everybody who has followed, subscribed, all that stuff, became a member. I greatly appreciate y'all as the open gym continues to grow. I greatly appreciate y'all. Wouldn't be here without everybody. So this season is gonna be big for us, man. I think the open gym can uh can gain some followers, gain some momentum, get a community going, especially community full of Hawk fans, hoop fans. Watch some good basketball this year, man. I think the NBA season is gonna be real interesting. I think it's gonna be different, man. A lot of teams are got a new look as Nikhil and Onyeka look to start this second half here, and Luke Kennard. So no Trey. I mean, I hope that's normal. He might be done for the night. No Chris Kristaps and no Jalen. So those 3 might be done, but it's the same thing for Houston, though, no Sengun. So some of the starters might be finished for Atlanta, but we still are locked in. We are still locked in. So it'll be good for the new guys to kind of showcase what they're gonna bring to the table. And like I said, it'll be a good time for Atlanta to get used to making things happen with no Trey. So Dyson follows a shot there, gets that little window pass stolen by Min Thompson. Probably would have got it by any other defender in the league, but oh, Steven Adams with the Statue of Liberty there through the paint. Get that finish to go. Hawks trailing by 8 now as Dyson gets that little float to go. So, like I said, man, you just want to see Hawks players work on things that they're gonna have to execute throughout the season, and that's something right there that Dyson's gonna have to work on is creation, especially with Trey off the floor. So, a man foot on the line, got that 2 to go. So it's 70-62, keeps the lead at 8 there with that jumper. Nikhil finds Dyson on the cut. Dyson finds Ricochet for the basket right there. Yeah, that's gonna be Atlanta's offense, man. A lot of cuts, finding the shooters within the madness. So Ricochet right there gets the steal, going coast to coast. May have got fouled there. I think he got fouled. Man, Thompson had to go through his body to get that. So Atlanta's gonna get the ball on the baseline there. Yeah, that's where Zach is gonna thrive, man. That off ball, in that off ball steals and whatnot. As Onyeka gets that floater off, but kind of want to see him follow through. Don't really want to see him fade away. You want to see him go through the chest of Steven Adams. As Dyson gets the board, he's bringing the ball up. 6-point game now. Nice little move. Nice little. Hey, you could tell Dyson worked on that. Had that little um hesitation crossover to a finish right there. So Reece Shepard and Steven Adams running that two-man game as Tari Eason gets that cut there. I think Houston and Atlanta are built very similar. They have a very similar roster. Ricochet knocks down the three there, pretty confidently steps into the three, makes it a three-point game. And like I said, man, he just needed to find his legs, get that confidence, get that rhythm. Nothing really to worry about, not too concerning. Um, Especially if it's anything like his rookie year, he'll find a rhythm for sure. And as Atlanta thought, Jabari Smith stepped out of bounds. But I don't want to say for sure, but Nikhil and Steven Adams kind of get a little chippy, nothing too serious. This is a little preseason trash talk, it looks like. So Jabari is being guarded by Ricochet. Ricochet is showing his versatility as I spoke a little too soon. They caught a foul there on Ricochet. But yeah, Ricochet showing his versatility on defense. First half he was guarding Steven Adams. A lot of people probably wouldn't have predicted that. Probably wouldn't have wanted to see that matchup last year. But now that Ricochet has some he looked to have maybe grown a little bit. Definitely put on some weight, was in the weight room this offseason. So he looks to be able to somewhat handle those matchups a lot better when he does get switched. And it looks to be like they're throwing him on the bigger guy intentionally. He was guarding Sengun, um, guarding Jabari Smith. Um, so he's gonna be probably really, underrated as a defender. Um, and if he's put on a guard, he can stay out there on the wing. I don't really think he's gonna be a liability on defense. So Atlanta's defense is gonna be a key to as Ricochet lines up that three, can't get it to fall. But 4-point game, we like to see Ricochet continue to be aggressive and shoot that three. Even though it might not be falling right now consistently, but when he does catch a rhythm, he's gonna have some games this year. As he probably could have got that shot off right there as he elects to get the foul drawn right there on Tari Eason. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's probably gonna be really impactful on offense for Atlanta. Just finding windows. If the shot is falling for him, you're gonna have a couple 30-point games again. So French Clay Thompson out here. So positive, man. It's positive, and he's gonna turn into a two-way. I think a lot of people are gonna respect his defense. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna be the strongest guy on the floor, but I mean, for his frame, I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised at how strong he can he can be, kind of banging down there with the bigs, like 6'10" and above, 7-footers. So, because he was on Alperen Sengun, like matched up on him. So like, hey Zach, coming out the timeout, that's you. So and that was a couple possessions too. So it wasn't like a one-time thing. So as man Thompson gets the ball to fall right there. So Atlanta's kind of struggling to guard the point of attack, but I think that'll be a come into rhythm as Nikhil knocks that shot down from the corner wing area from Ricochet, cuts it to a three-point game. Yeah, Rockets right now are kinda having to, run their starters. Amin and Reed are gonna have a new role this year, kind of being ball dominant. Obviously, Reed didn't get a lot of playing time last year. As V Krejci checks back in the game for Atlanta, not back in. He checks in for the first time this game. As I'm assuming Hawks are gonna probably get their bench in at some point. As V comes in, puts up the three and misses. So V comes in, instantly gets the firing, causes a disruption on defense. So you like to see that. Um, Keaton gets the drive and the foul to go. So 3-point game as Keaton is back in as well. So you got V, Ricochet, Keaton, Kennard, and Onyeka on the floor at the moment. 3-point game going into 7 minute mark in the third quarter. So Atlanta's looking pretty positive, man. They're looking pretty positive. Um, no trade Jalen or Kristaps, as in Folly Dante gets his first run of the game. Excuse me, all these loose hairs are kind of tickling my eyes on that. So Heaton knocks down two at the line. So brings it to a 1-point game, man. But yeah, and Folly Dante checks in for Onyeka as he grabs the board there. So we got Ricochet, Kennard, Dante, um, Krejci now. Ooh, Krejci with the nice move to Dante with the little up fake, gets the bucket there. Puts Atlanta in the lead there, 78-77. So you like to see that from V being the playmaker. So I think Caleb Houston is making his way to the score table as Jabari Smith. I think either drew a foul or Krejci may have got that offensive foul, but looks like it was probably a block in the way he's trying to talk to the ref. So 77-78. Calling it a trip. Am I tripping? Was that Nico? We got a Nico sighting already? That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. That's a tragedy. So as Atlanta has a 78-77 lead, looking to come back after the timeout. I don't know if they're challenging or what, but so Atlanta is up by one with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Looks like the subs are gonna be taking over the game. That's Chris Stats all down there. Probably done for the day. So yeah. Um, Caleb Houston gets his Hawks debut. Checks in for I don't know who he got. Ricochet as Mo Gay is in as well. So Hawks really emptied out their bench. Got Dante at the center, Mo Gay at the four, Wallace passing to Houston. So Wallace, Krejci, Houston, Gay, uh, Dante are gracing the floor for Atlanta here. And King gets his shot blocked there, but ain't no issue. Ain't no issue. As Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff gets the block there. So Atlanta is getting suffocated right now as Josh Okogie gets the block on Krejci and causes the shot clock violation. So Atlanta's kind of struggling right now. So we like to see them do a little better. So as Houston is getting their offense established, Steven Adams kind of getting trapped there by Atlanta's defense. Dante on Jeff Green, and they drew a foul. Houston's seemingly playing a little more aggressive, or getting to play a little more aggressive than Atlanta at this point. Seems like um, they can make contact down there on their end, but Atlanta is failing to correctly make contact, I guess. So Jeff Green misses that one at the line as they pan the camera to KD as Capella checks in. And then Jeff Green knocks down that free throw. Oh, he knocked down the first one. I'm tripping. It looked like it bounced out. So King from three, rebounded by Dante. First shot for Houston, blocked, but aggressive. You like to see it. Mm, might have been a goaltend from Capella, but refs letting him get that off. As Mogay gets that drive and foul call right there. But yeah, Capella having his little revenge game against Atlanta. Don't think it's gonna happen too much during the season, but that was a good move by Gator. Kind of recognized he could blow past the guy closing out, and he took advantage of that smaller matchup with Reed Shepherd there. Went straight up. We got the foul called, and that strike down from Capella. So he got one to go. So 79-81 makes it a 2-point game for Atlanta as I don't know if anybody touched that, but hey, man, I don't got that great of a view. So, like I said, Mogay getting his first runs of the game. Here in the end of the third. Krejci, Dante, Wallace, and Houston lineup hasn't changed too much. Oh, come on, Dante. You got bailed out there, but you gotta be aware of who you're passing to and kind of watch that. So ooh, Mogay try to just poster Capella. Yeah, I'm not used to Capella wearing number 30 either. It's kind of throwing me off as, believe could have been yeah, that's Aaron Holiday. He knocks down a 3 there for Houston, gives them a 5-point lead. As Houston showcases his range, misses the 3 there, but shot that pretty comfortably, so you like to see that. You like to see what, he'll be working with as Houston gets that continuation. I think Josh Okogie gets that layup. If not, they're going to the line either way, so, Houston is that in that bonus, but, I think Atlanta is probably done for the night starters-wise, so I don't wanna say they're calling it wraps, but yeah, man, starters are done for Atlanta, it's looking like, so, kinda looking like that for both teams at the moment, um, so the end of that one, starter-wise. So, Asa Newell checks in for his first NBA minutes, so Asa Newell's in, so we're gonna get a look at Rook, gonna get a look at Rook, so see how Rook is playing within the offense, so hopefully this isn't a sign that he's on the end of the totem pole. But just because he was a higher draft pick or a first round draft pick was out of the lottery, but he's some good production, some good things. And we don't want to see him not get any PT. So hopefully he closes out this game. Um, Getting kind of struggling there. Um, as Houston kind of their defense is kind of bothering him as soon as they get over the line. So Atlanta's gonna have to recognize that, get him some help, initiate the offense pretty quick as Keaton gets that step and drills a three, brings Atlanta to a 6-point deficit, 82-88. Atlanta's trailing here. They caused that turnover. V probably is gonna get credited with that steal. As Houston's bringing the ball up, gets it to Wallace. Yeah, Wallace is a quick trigger, but I mean, like I said, you want to see that. You want to see him get comfortable, trying to run the offense, trying to take control. As bruh, I thought they changed that. So I thought they were gonna allow the high five on the follow through. So doesn't really make sense on that foul call from Asa. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what that really means on high five and the 3-point shooter. So I don't know. I think it's a silly rule. I think they're gonna have to just it should be a foul if they high five them. So I think it's just confusing. So man, it is a 6-point game. Atlanta's trailing. Asa Newell fouled a 3-point shot attempt, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Usually, if that's the case, you sitting down. So hopefully that's not the case. I want to see Asa Newell finish out this game. It looks like Atlanta is pulling their starters. Some starters got a little run in the second half. Dyson, I wouldn't call him a starter, but Onyeka definitely playing starter minutes. So yeah, definitely want to see definitely want to see Asa finish this game out since everybody else is kind of done for the night. Probably will see a debut of Charles Bassey. I think he might be the last Hawk to not see the floor. So yeah, waiting on Charles Bassey, and that'll be the last of the game to come through. So yeah, yo. I wanna say appreciate everybody who fell through to watch this Atlanta Hawks versus Houston number one preseason game. So take that back. Jacob Toppin and Charles Bassey yet to see the floor for Atlanta. So I'm sure lineups would differ towards the end of the matchups for each game, but I'm sure Charles Bassey will finish games rather than Dante, and then vice versa. Same with Jacob Toppin. So Asa Newell's still in the game, thankfully. Kind of, hopefully he'll be able to play through those rough moments in the preseason. 19 years old, was the first round pick for Atlanta. Um, I think he's gonna fit well with Atlanta. I think the more PT he gets, the more comfortable he get, obviously. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Because Okogie knocks down the first of three. So yeah, man. Starters are done. It's looking like for Atlanta. So as Okogie misses the second and third free throw, Capella making an effort, but we got Moge. So Atlanta bringing it up. Keaton to the rim, finding Asa Newell, goes up aggressive. That's what you like to see. You don't want to see him shine away from contact. You want to see him going straight up, straight through players. Um, this summer league kind of showed that he needed to work on his strength. So it looks like he's done that so far. So get off me. So yeah, um, as Houston draws the foul right there. I'm sure a lot of the focus from the broadcast is going to be focused on Asa Newell. But for this lineup, it's definitely definitely a little shaky to say the least for creation on offense. So, but like I said, you just want to watch for little things. You don't really want to look at the big picture and just judge off that. You want to make sure these players are just doing their little things, what they need to do to practice on for the to be a contributing factor this season. As Moge gets called for the foul, it's tough. So yeah, I gotta look at that again. As kind of got bailed out there. Kind of got that foul drawn at after the shot was let off his hand. So not too bad, man. Not too bad. Not at all. Not too mad at Moge for that. Probably got him, right on the takeoff right there, honestly. Probably had the forearm in his back, yeah, man, 9-point game. Starters seem to be done for Atlanta. So, yeah, man, just a kinda slower end of the game with the subs and just trying to find a rhythm as Houston misses that, but he, sticks with the play as Moge got the offensive board and kicked to a cutting, uh, Caleb Houston, which was a new addition to this Hawks team this offseason as well. They, picked him up off of, I think free agency because he didn't resign with, the Magic, so they got him in free agency, so he's, previously played with the Magic, so he's a really good three-point shooter, pretty good sniper, but Right now, this game, he's just trying to find his rhythm, trying to get his legs up under him. First, 10 minutes of the game as V puts up that elbow jumper and gets it to go. It's his first two of the game. Is 86-94 is the total. As Keaton pokes the ball loose right there. So yeah, you want to see that from Keaton. You know, staying active, getting everybody involved on offense. Kind of getting some stops on defense. Obviously, he's not going to be the primary defender in these rotations. So he collects the ball on the steal there. Gets that heave up, but nowhere near the basket. So 86-94 is the score going into the fourth quarter. Like I said, man, Hawks starters are done along with Houston starters. So it looks like the bench is getting the rest of the game here. So 94-86, Houston's way. Not really, not too pressed. If Atlanta does take a L, man, it's preseason, man. Preseason, not really too concerned. Um, you gotta factor in Houston. Their addition isn't even playing, so they got like one or two new guys to integrate in their system. So everybody is coming back, business as usual for Houston. Atlanta's really just trying to get some ground under their feet and find some rhythm. But while we are in a break in this third to fourth quarter, I'm gonna take this time to use the restroom. So I'll be right back, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, we back. We back. My fault, y'all. Had to take that restroom break, but Jacob Toppin is at the line. He's checked in for the Hawks, getting his first run. You see former Hawk there, Kayvon Harris. believe his name is. Signed with the Rockets on a two-way. Beachy, Beachy, Krejci sidesteps the air ball right there. So kind of tells you where Atlanta's at. So 10-point game, 97-87. As Jacob Toppin splits the pair of free throws. Um, Atlanta's struggling at the line this game. Gets it up, and it's an illegal screen. So that three is negated. So still a 10-point game. 10 minutes to go in the fourth. So Atlanta has a chance to turn it around, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So Holiday is looking like he's gonna get an open one, misses that. Atlanta corrals the rebound. Jacob Toppin brings it up as Keaton gets a rest. Looks like all Atlanta role players are done for the night. So starters and main bench players are done with 10 minutes to go in the fourth. So um, really all the prominent role players, starters were done pretty much 2, 3 minutes to go in the third. No dip three right there. Cash money for Houston. So yeah, Atlanta's gonna have some problems to solve. Uh, I mean, not really. This is kind of their third string. So, as we kind of tune into the chat, that should be Atlanta's boss. Asa was. I'm behind. I don't know why I'm looking at TV. So looks like Dante's going for the. I don't know why I'm looking at TV. TV's a little behind. So yeah, like I said, Dante going to the line. Um, but yeah, this is just a moment for uh, Atlanta's third unit to kind of get some run, get some burn. Um, it's kind of unfortunate because I would like to see Asa Newell integrated with the starters, let him get some run with the guys. But hey, it's the preseason. It's the very first game. We don't know what's up Quinn Snyder's sleeve. So right there, man, impactful. Um, gets the offensive board. Gets a second chance opportunity as Keaton misses the three as they find Atlanta's old center Clint Capella on the roll as Houston in the corner drills the three, brings it to 12. So showcasing his 3-point shooting ability, Caleb Houston finally knocks down that three, um, long awaited first basket as a Hawk player. Hopefully, many more threes are coming from Caleb Houston. I'm sure he's going to be a plug and play kind of guy. Kind of when nobody's getting anything going, he'll probably get some PT, get some burn. Um, as Dante showcases his shot blocking ability, swats the drive right there. And Asa just cannot finish at the rim right there. Unfortunately, um, maybe he'll get a second chance. That's some 2K stuff right there. They'll have you miss the layup, and then you're gonna cash a three. So Asa Newell with his first NBA bucket right there. It's a 3-pointer assisted by Jacob Toppin. So, um, but yeah, that wasn't really Asa's fault on that first initial missed layup. It was a lob from down near half court. So no, you can't call that a charge, man. He did not have position. So Keenan Wallace just barrels over the defender, probably didn't have his mind made up what to do when he got to attacking position, so barrels through Kevon Harris right there. Or that was Aaron Holiday, excuse me, who drew the foul. So, Nico Juricic is getting some run, man. Nico is in the game, so I believe, everybody on the Hawks bench has gotten some burn, so Nico's probably gonna finish his game out here, so hopefully he can go on a little run, showcase his ability as he double teams Uncle Jeff right there for the steal, gets the ball, moving in transition, and Asa, loses it. Kevon Harris poked it away, it looks like, so Atlanta's gonna retain possession. It's 93-102. 93-102. Atlanta is trailing by 9. So Nico, another player I'm pretty excited to watch as Jacob Toppin draws that foul right there from the pass from Nico. So yeah, like I was saying, Nico Juricic is a player that I would, keep on your radar. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna have like that breakout year that I would hope for, but obviously, you never know with how the NBA season is gonna go. So I might have a chance to step into a role that he might flourish in. So yeah, just might want to keep an eye on Nico. 6'8", 6'8" combo guard. Um, I would say probably more offensively inclined to defensively. So I think he might be an offensive weapon in the future. Don't think he's gonna be, Luka, but he kind of got shook right there on that bucket from Kevon Harris. Makes it 104-94, pushes the lead to 10. Atlanta's struggling to kind of get that comeback rolling as Jacob Toppin hits the Euro, but misses the lay. Can't get that soft touch to go. But that's what you like to see from Jacob, attacking. I think he's gonna probably lead the third unit in scoring as Houston kind of catches Atlanta slacking on defense. They were kind of probably three ball watching, probably assuming Houston was gonna let that go from three as Nico puts up the three, misses the three, but draws a foul. So might have been a little bit of a embellishment, so the call there. So Nico gets that. So it looks like a timeout, unless Houston's getting that challenge off. So Keen Wallace finds Nico. It looks like Aaron Holiday probably got in Atlanta's zone. So yeah, man, it's a 12-point game, so it might be running away from Atlanta, but it's all good, man. And we got third string in, so we're letting the bench get some major run. So not too big of a deal, not too big of a deal at all. So as this game is winding down, there's 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the actual fourth quarter. I'm not tripping this time. So yeah, I mean a lot of positive things on Atlanta's end. I don't think it's a lot of it's not too much to pick at. Obviously, Atlanta kind of started slow, so you would like to hope that they kind of are able to gel together and find rhythms to where they can, get those the start of the game under control because you don't want that to become a habit. You want to kind of nip that in the bud. You want to obviously you're not going to come out the gate shooting 80% every game for the first quarter or two, but you want to kind of establish yourself on both ends of the floor, kind of impact what you call it, impact the game early on, kind of make your presence felt early on. So you kind of want to make that a habit. You don't want to fall into the, we're scraping and clawing back early on. You don't want to create deficits too early on. You don't want to make that a habit. So yeah, I think the rest of the preseason will probably focus on that. We play Houston a second time in Atlanta, so we'll be able to kind of gauge off of that game as well. Obviously, this being the very first game of Atlanta's preseason. Um, I don't really want to judge too heavily on off the results of this game, but I want to pay attention to some stuff. So obviously, first half was a little slow for Atlanta, so it kind of explains the result. Kind of the bench kind of came in emulating Atlanta's starters, not really knowing where to look. Um, kind of relying on. I don't know. It looks like everybody's a little shy because everybody does have um, the ability to contribute. So it's kind of got to establish roles, and that'll come during the season. So it was looking like that was a flagrant foul on Aaron Holiday. Got in the shooter's landing zone. So that's what constitutes it as a flagrant, as Nico drills all three. I think so. Yeah, two ex. Excuse me, say it, don't spray it. But two ex Hawks players and Aaron Holiday and Clint Capella there on Houston's roster. As Jacob Toppin gets that tough bucket to go, cuts it to a 7-point game. Nico hit as a 5-point possession. So ooh, as Jeff Green knocks that ball out. Asa gathers it off that second chance opportunity for the Houston, prevents them from getting a third. As Mo Gay is in the game, can't find Jurčić on that cut. It's kind of clogged there, so it might be a little bit forced. As Houston somehow draws the foul on either Asa or Jacob. So so 7-point game at the moment, but Houston is at the line. There's a mega brick. Oh yeah, it was Asa. He definitely got him. So Asa Drew got a foul drawn on him. So I believe that's three, maybe. So 5 minutes ago, just let him play it out. Preseason, not that big of a deal. So 199. Gotta lock my cat out. She gonna start jumping on everything. Mogay gets the offensive board and the putback right there. It's 101, 107, man. As this game winds down, 6-point Atlanta still has a chance to spark a comeback there, get the final lead. So Jurčić kind of misses the board, but Keaton is there to corral it. Probably should have kicked that to Mo to begin with, as Mo drills the three, man. It's a 4-point game. It's a 4-point game. So, man, it's fighting and clawing. So it's 104, 107. Moge with that back to back buckets. A little 5-0 run for Moge right there. As Atlanta was really close to that turnover, they probably could have got it if Asa was in position. So, um, yeah, man, that defensive rotation looked good. Atlanta probably could have forced a turnover there. Asa will kind of probably fall into place during his rookie year, kind of find those spots to kind of be in to collect those easy turnovers. So Kevon Harris gets that easy bucket and that putback. lead pass to Yurchich. Kinda was thinking he was gonna stop on the wing, but that lead pass thought he was going to the corner, so it's alright as Atlanta turns it over right there. That is off Houston and is going Atlanta's way. So it's 109, 104. Atlanta's trailing by 5, 3 minutes to go. Caleb Houston's looking to check back in for Atlanta here. We're getting closer to the 3-minute mark. Atlanta's down by 5, but Keenan Wallace, another drive that doesn't result in really too much of an official result, but he's active, man. You like to see that as Houston increases their lead to 5-8. Kinda takes a while on the scorecard. Yeah, Keenan's not having the strongest game, but you like to see him stay aggressive and, maintain that aggressiveness as Houston is relentlessly getting to the line. Kevon Harris is, kinda taking advantage of his mismatches, uh, just staying in motion, just being a locomotive driving to the rim. As it looks like Nico got called for that foul, but Moge looks to be retiring for the night. 3 minutes to go in the game. Like I said, man, Charles Bassey, the last Hawk to check in. You might have to let them dreads go though. Nico gets to his bag. When we said in the media day presser that that mid range is his go to, that's his go to shot right there. So as we see, that midi turnaround is gonna be pretty impactful as again, Folly. I think that was in Folly Dante. No, excuse me, Elian Jai. I believe that was Elian Jai who drew the foul there. Or not drew the foul, but took the foul. But Nico getting some praise from his teammates for that turnaround. But yeah, Elliot and Jai getting this first run with Charles Bassey in as well. You like to you like to see the aggressiveness, but yeah, it's gonna we got a couple Hawks players that's on the third string that just need a little bit of polishing, but I think they'll be positive if they develop correctly. They kind of use that Skyhawks pipeline correctly. I think they'll be all right. So yeah, man, Atlanta is wrapping this game up. The last 2 minutes of this game, they're down by 8. So not over with, but with the way their offense is looking, it's not too great. So as Atlanta's wrapping this game up, a lot of positives, man. A lot of positives to take away from this first preseason game of Atlanta's 2025-26 season. So you hope Atlanta builds off it, man. You don't want to see any type of regression, but you just want to see some sort of progression. Doesn't have to be blowing the team out by 20, but if they can get some positive stuff going next game, and let the starters kind of rest and the bench kind of carries it out, that'll be positive. So um, it'll be interesting to see what is next for Atlanta. So like I said, you can't really buy into too much of what happens in preseason. You just want to see guys kind of do what they're expected to do and do what teams are kind of looking for them to the team is kind of looking for them to do. Again, man, the official score on NBA.com or on the NBA app is tweaking, man. Jalen played total of 38 minutes. I don't think that's the case, boss man, but yeah, man, as we see the Clint Capella reunion with Atlanta, looking up with the excuse me, assistant coach's pregame. But man, he's a familiar face, man. Pretty integral part in Atlanta's success in the previous years. So, man, shout out to Clint, man. Played the last 5 seasons with Atlanta, as you see, saw his numbers there, 12 and 10. Um, Kind of faded out at the end, but shout out to Clint, man. He was really good. So, 106, 115. I don't know how that score on the scorecard is sitting at 114, 113, but that's not it. 106 to 115. 2 minutes ago, winding down this fourth quarter, so Atlanta looks to be uh, looking to be on the losing end of this first preseason game. So I hope you don't call a foul as Aaron Holiday draws a foul again. So that's kind of been the story of Atlanta's uh, tonight, just fouling a lot. Um, Free throw percentage on our end wasn't the highest, shooting 66% compared to Houston's 83. So that's always going to be a factor. So you knock those free points down at the line, and it's going to change the game. Um, Shoot, you go, 70, 80% like them. It's, you know, 6, 7 point game easily. And then, with the way Atlanta's been playing, they'll probably claw back and tie it. But just I think the deficit is a little too big at the moment. So as Atlanta's looking to finish out this game, Nico get into this spot. Hits that three. It's a positive sign, man. Nico gets that dribble pull up to go um, for his eighth bucket, so or eighth point, I should say. 109, 117. Um, Hawks are trailing right now by 8. So a minute 15 to go. Want to see some Hawks players get a rhythm, but Ellie Njai had his foot on the line there on the out of bounds line on that 3-point attempt. So man, yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be chalked up in the Elco's first game of Atlanta's preseason. So Houston's just kinda continuing to shoot, like decent. It's not like lights out, not anything crazy, but good look from Jurčić trying to pass Ellie Njai open on that little screen and slip, little ghost screen. Is that elbow turnaround. So it's a 9-point game, 30 seconds left. Atlanta's looking to just, fight. Oh, brother. These fouls are something else. So Nico gets called for his probably what third foul. So it's obviously something he has to work on. He did rack them up in the summer league. So, um, but this is technically his first year. He got hurt last year and then didn't even get signed to a team contract last year. He got put on the G League. So got time to develop some games. So signed a contract this off season as well. Signed a very team friendly contract to at that. So um, pretty beneficial for the Hawks. So if you look at the free throw numbers of 18, 27, and 20 for the Rockets. So obviously doing good as Charles Bassey cannot maintain the ball right there. 16 seconds to go, and it's looking like Atlanta's losing. So 111, 122. Not a bad result, man. Not a bad result. Starters didn't play a whole bunch. Mm, Second half, they kind of got set. So um, role players didn't really play too much either into the second half. They got a little burned, but that's gonna put them out. I think they've seen enough. So Trey ended the game with 7 assists, and he didn't even play the second half. So man, this season is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun, man. Health is key, and if they stay healthy, man, it's gonna be dangerous. So looking like this one is a 9-point loss, man. So Atlanta's first preseason matchup is a loss, but a lot of positives coming from this game. A lot of positives. A lot of familiar faces too for Atlanta over there on Houston. So that post game handshake is gonna be a lot of love over there. So shout out to Atlanta, man. It's great to be back. It is fantastic to be back, actually. Um, so yeah, man. We back. 2025-2026 season is here. First preseason game, honestly, was pretty fun to watch. Like I said, starters got pulled after the first half, so didn't really get a lot of look at that. But uh, I think we all seen enough to see what Atlanta's going to be working with throughout the season. A lot of variation, um, a lot of. I think it's going to be a different look for Atlanta. It's not going to be the same as last year, where it's just purely run and gun, which is gonna be great, incorporating KP in there, Nikhil, Luke Kennard. So it's gonna be fun to see how they play against other teams, how they match up against everybody. So, um, I'm looking forward to it. Uh, the young guys, I think the young guys are gonna, impact the game. JJ, Dyson, when you say young, dang near everybody on, Atlanta's roster, man. They got the 3rd youngest team in the NBA, so it might be, some growing pains, but there is going to be a lot of positives coming out of this season, so there's a lot to look forward to this year, going forward, so make sure y'all tune in to the open gym, man. Make sure y'all check out, see how Hawks are doing. Like I said, man, with these subscriptions kind of being available, we are going to be more active in the open gym outside of Atlanta games. So, like I said, man, you become a Got Next VIP. You're gonna be able to choose whichever game we watch on Atlanta off days. So, just keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. So, when the regular season starts, we are doing VIP giveaways to members. You got to be a member, not a subscriber. But if you are a subscriber to the Open Gym, you obviously right off rip, as soon as you subscribe, you getting that VIP. So you get that VIP if you subscribe. But we'll be doing giveaways as soon as the regular season starts for league pass codes. So, like I said, man, stay tuned. We're gonna be giving league pass codes away at the very beginning of the season. So, first game, we'll be on that giving away codes. So, next game is Saturday against the Memphis Grizzlies. So, we'll be back in the open gym for that. Um, gotta stay tuned for that. So, Saturday, y'all. Saturday at 8 p.m. We'll be back in the open gym, same time, same place, same time, watching the Atlanta Hawks take on the Memphis Grizzlies. So I think they might be in Memphis. So they got a little road trip. Start off the preseason, then they're back in Atlanta probably for the last 2 games of the preseason. So I think the preseason may go till like the 14th, 16th, maybe. Season starts on like the 20th, 20 something. So But yeah, next telecast is Saturday, so we'll be in the open gym watching Saturday that preseason game against Memphis. But hey, man, first game was a success in the open gym, but Atlanta lost, so whatever you deem a success. So, but man, I appreciate everybody greatly. If you become a member on Playback, a subscriber on YouTube, whichever it is, I greatly appreciate you. And if you want to make sure to catch Open Gym streams, just set them notifications on either platform. We are on Twitch as well, Open Gym TV. So if y'all want to check us out on any platform, we are there. Hyperlinks are in the bios of any platform. So if you're trying to find me on any platform, just hit the hyperlinks in the bio. So yeah, man, y'all know where to find me. Saturday, 8 p.m. I greatly appreciate y'all. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this season, man, in the open gym and just watching Atlanta and just the NBA in general. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Come back to the open gym, man. Make sure y'all checking back in. But I greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. Hopefully the rest of y'all week is great. We'll be back here Saturday, man. Hawks got a couple days off. So we might have a couple days off in the open gym. You never know. So, but like I said, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. And we will be back Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, y'all. Catch y'all later.